All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever stopped to think about all the invisible rules that keep our online world from, completely falling apart? There are these hidden gatekeepers, these digital traffic cops, that make everything work. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most important ones out there. I mean, think about this for a second. You're trying to log into an account, you mess up the password once, maybe twice, and then, bam, on that third try, the app just shuts you down. It says something like, nope, try again in 15 minutes. We've all been there, right? It's super common, and let's be honest, it's pretty darn frustrating. Well, if that's ever happened to you, congratulations. You weren't just fighting with a moody app. You actually had a run-in with a concept called rate limiting. It's one of the internet's most critical, but maybe least known, secret agents. So, what is this invisible force that has the power to lock us out of our own stuff? Let's actually break down what rate limiting is and why it's so fundamental to, well, to how pretty much the entire internet works. When you get right down to it, the idea is actually pretty simple. Rate limiting is basically a control system. See, every single time you click something, refresh a page, or try to log in, you're sending what's called a request to a server. Rate limiting just sets a rule on how many of those requests you or your computer can make in a specific amount of time. So to put a real number on it, an app might decide, okay, any one person can only ask us for stuff 100 times every minute. If you try to go over that, let's say you're a bot trying to hit refresh 1,000 times a second, the system is going to see that and politely tell you to hit the brakes. Okay, is that still a little bit fuzzy? I totally get it. So to make this idea crystal clear, let's forget about code for a minute and go to a theme park. Trust me, this analogy makes everything click. So imagine the hottest new roller coaster just opened. If there are no rules, what happens? Everyone makes a mad dash for the entrance all at once. It's absolute chaos. The ride gets totally overloaded, the system just can't handle it, and it breaks down. And now, nobody gets to ride. That's basically a server crash. So what do the theme park staff do? They implement rate limiting. They create a nice, orderly line and only let, say, 10 people through the gate every minute. Now the line moves, the ride runs perfectly, and everyone gets their turn. That is exactly what rate limiting does for a website. Okay, so besides stopping a virtual stampede at our digital theme park, why is this so important? Why does almost every single online service you use have these traffic cops in place? There are really 4 huge reasons. First, it's about preventing abuse. It stops malicious bots from just spamming a service into oblivion. Second, it protects the servers from that theme park breakdown scenario, keeping them from getting overloaded and crashing. Third, it ensures everyone gets to play fair, so one person can't just gobble up all the resources. And finally, and this is a big one, it's a massive security tool. It helps fend off major cyber attacks, like a DDoS attack, which is basically an attempt to drown a server in millions of requests all at once. All right, so we get the what and the why, but how do they actually do it? Turns out, it's not just one size fits all. There's a whole playbook of different strategies for managing this traffic. Now, there are a few ways to slice this, each with its own pros and cons. The most basic is the fixed window. It's simple. You get 100 requests this minute. Then the clock hits 0, the counter resets, and you get another 100. A really clever one, though, is the token bucket. Just imagine you're given a bucket with 100 tokens in it. Every request you make costs 1 token, and your bucket gets refilled slowly over time. This is cool because it lets you have a quick burst of activity, but it stops you from going crazy over the long haul. It's a bit more complex, sure, but way more flexible. Okay, let's pull this out of the technical weeds and back into your actual life. Because I promise you, once you know what you're looking for, you are going to start seeing rate limiting absolutely everywhere. This is where it all comes together. You know those apps that pull in data from Twitter? If they suddenly stop working, they probably just hit their rate limit. Ever been searching on YouTube really fast and it suddenly makes you prove you're not a robot? Yep, that's rate limiting. And the classic example we started with, getting locked out of your email after 3 bad password attempts. That's not just the app being mean. It's a security feature powered by rate limiting, designed to stop a hacker from guessing your password over and over again. But here's the thing. While rate limiting is absolutely essential, it's not a silver bullet. For the people who actually build these systems, it's a really delicate balancing act. And this slide just lays out that central tension perfectly. On one hand, you get all these amazing benefits. Your app is protected, it's stable, it's fair for everyone. But if you make those rules just a little too strict, you start blocking real people who aren't doing anything wrong, and you create a terrible user experience. It's like setting a speed limit. Set it too low, you get a traffic jam.
Set it too high and you risk a crash. Finding that sweet spot is the real challenge.
I think this quote just absolutely nails it. It's not about stopping people. It's about managing the flow. It's a speed limit for the internet, and its whole job is to keep that information superhighway running smoothly and safely for all of us. And really, that leaves us with the big question to chew on. As our world gets more connected, as online traffic just continues to explode, figuring out that perfect speed limit is one of the toughest puzzles for developers to solve. How do we keep everything safe and fair without accidentally putting the brakes on innovation? It's definitely something to think about the next time an app tells you to slow down.